Good day, everybody. It is Thursday, the 26th of June, and I just want to welcome everybody that's on this live wave call. We are excited for every single person that are here. And I first of all just want to say my name is Amanda Eis, and I live used to be in Grootbroek. I'm in the Garden Route in Sedgefield now. But I just want to first of all mention that none of us work for LifeWave. We don't get paid by LifeWave. This is not what we do. We are just normal people who love the patches because it changed our lives. And we want to help other people change their lives. And we are not professional speakers, but we've got it in our hearts that we want to share this with other people. So what we're going to do today, I'm excited with Kim and Bonny, who is going to do the presenting today. I'm just going to press the buttons in the background. And then we're going to have midway, we're going to have a time of some testimonies. So first of all, we're going to have Kim tell us about the products. Then Bonnie's going to tell us about the company and the business opportunity. And then afterwards, we'll stop the recording and we'll have a time where we can ask questions or just chat a little bit. So I'm going to start off and asking Bonnie, just sort of very quickly tell us what happened with her, what was her results in the beginning. When she's finished, Kim, you can tell your story, your results, and your heart, share your passion, and then please, you can just tell me to press the buttons and we'll start with the presentation. So thank you very much. Thank you, Bonnie. Over to you.
Thanks, Amanda. Hi, everyone. So my initial experience was listening to the stories that Merle and Trish told me. So I don't think we have to wait for our own story. Just hearing those stories, I was incredibly emotional. And I realized that there were so many people that I could help, and that really excited me. So obviously I patched myself, and I patched my daughter, who is 47 years old, but she had broken out in these terrible sores like I've never seen before. And this went on for 3.5 years. And to give you an idea as to how thoroughly I thought we had explored this, we spent over 40,000 Rand, but nobody could actually help us. Nobody knew what was wrong with Kathy. And they just kept on giving her so many different cortisones and medication. And, I really didn't like that either. And eventually, the last dermatologist we went to, he said, look, I think I might be able to help your daughter, but you'll have to come to me 2 or 3 times a week. And the procedure that I'm going to do could cause organ failure. So you'll have to come for regular blood tests. Now that I knew I would never do that. But fortunately, by the grace of God, at the same sort of time, I heard about the patches. I started patching Kathy, and there's been an unbelievable improvement in her. So, that really opened up my eyes. And for myself, I think this is priceless. I don't think any of us looks forward to aging from the point of view of the degradation, the humiliation, getting various conditions. I don't think it can be a nice thing to go through. And this is such a breakthrough. It's the first in the world. I mean, it's unbelievable that David Schmidt has invented something that is age reversal, that we can actually now look forward to aging in a better way with more quality of life. So I've seen big results in myself as far as that's concerned.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. Kim, please, thank you for sharing that. Okay, Kim, let's hear your story. And welcome,
yes,
Louise.
And very quickly, Bonnie, you are looking like a teenager, and it's lovely to see Louise here. Everyone, my name is Kim Knight, and I was introduced to LifeWave just over a year ago by Amanda. We've known each other's for some years through networking. And one day she told me she was very excited. I could see, well, she was excited. She was doing a course with me, but there was something going on in the background. She said, let's talk sometime. And I thought, ooh, I'm sure Amanda's in sort of multi-level marketing. I'm really not interested in anything like that. Seriously, I'm allergic to that. But because I know, like, and trust Amanda, I said, okay, let's talk. On a Wednesday evening we did, and that was it. I was sold. You know when you're looking for something but you don't know what you're looking for. I'm really into well-being and longevity, but non-pharmaceutical. And when I saw this product, I just knew this was it. I really knew nothing about the company, nothing about the business. I just jumped in with both feet in, and I started promoting LifeWave before I even signed up. And Trish, who's here, she's the first person I started messaging. I don't know, it was actually at night, and I said, look here, I still got to do a little bit of homework, but you know, that is amazing. And then we started. I started patching. I didn't have any sort of real big ailments that I knew of. But since then, I've had so many amazing benefits, which you'll see in the product section as well, from clarity of mind to a lot of energy, to sleeping better, to even dreaming. You know, I'm dreaming again. I haven't dreamt for years, which also tells you. So there's my doggy, which also tells you that when you dream, you're actually sleeping properly. Also, my glucose and my cholesterol levels have completely corrected themselves without me doing anything. And about 6 months ago, I damaged my C4 and C5 discs in my neck. And I was really, really afraid of that because I don't want any off. And that's, I started patching with X39 and X49, and I'm not getting any pins and needles or anything. So I'm going to go and check up on that. It seems to have also corrected itself. And lots of other benefits, including both of my doggies use my patches as well. And Tao, who's 15, the vet swear he's like about 9 years old. So he's really benefiting. So lots of benefits. And you know, every day there's something new. You almost forget because it just happens almost organically, and then you think, oh, what happened there? Just very quickly, just before I start the PowerPoint, recently I walked into a flying bee. So the bee was flying, and I walked into it with my face, and I haven't been stung in a while. Luckily, I'm not allergic, but it was really painful. Quickly ran inside the house, put an Aeon on there, and within minutes, I could kind of feel a warmness. A warmth, and that was it. I left the patch on, took it off, no sign of any bee sting, no swelling, nothing. I've done that as well when I burnt myself with boiling hot water, quickly put a patch on, absolutely no scarring, no nothing, no pain. So yeah, I mean, the benefits just continue as we go along. So thanks, Amanda. I'm ready to start the product section.
Awesome. Let me just quickly get the sound right. And one more button. Okay, here we go. Very excited about this.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light that can promote a general state of health and healthy activity unique to each LifeWave patch. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared energy emitted from the body is reflected back into the body and then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative energy and enhances your ability to live well without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals. To find out more, contact your distributor. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
Thanks, Amanda. So we always start our presentation off with, have you been patched yet? So some of us have been patching for a year or less, and maybe someone on the call hasn't started patching yet. but it's all about elevating, activating, and regenerating your stem cells. So just as a disclaimer, please remember that everyone's body is unique. So my results may differ to someone else with the same patch. LifeWave is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. And we cannot talk about LifeWave without talking about David Schmidt, who I knew absolutely nothing about when I started LifeWave a year ago. But he's just a fantastic human being, honestly. He's the CEO and inventor of X39, and he has over 200 patents now. I think he was just recently awarded an honorary degree for that, I think. He is a scientist and inventor. He's not a doctor. He specializes in age reversing. And in 2008, when stem cells became the buzzword, he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. And this recent patent, the X39, took him 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market. Nothing to be sneezed at all. It is patent technology. I'm not going to go into it, but if you know about a patent, you really have to do your homework. Whatever you say a product can do, it must be able to do. So he has a patent for this, and this can all be found on the thisisit.info.com, a fantastic website. We don't only have the X39, it is our flagship because it is the only product that regenerates your stem cells. We have a lot of other products which are amazing to wear as well, as you can see, but we're going to be focusing on the X39 today. And why are they important? Before LifeWave, I knew stem cells were important, but I really didn't know anything about stem cells. But what's amazing is they are able to make more cells like themselves. So that is, they self-renew. They can become other cells that do different things in a process known as differentiation, and they are needed for the maintenance of tissue as well as the repair after injury. So why X39? This is profound, this slide. If you really get this, it's just profound. The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So hundreds of millions of people around us are experiencing symptoms of aging, as we can see, maybe ourselves, maybe our neighbors, our parents, siblings, etc. Because at the age of 30, only half your stem cells are active. Only half of them are active. And by the age of 60, you lose almost all stem cell activity. And that's why, if you fall and break a hip at the age of 60, it takes so much longer to heal than if that happened when you're in your 20s or early 30s. So how does it work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. As we saw in the video, it's all about light. It's about the frequency of light. It's painted in nanocrystal, very, very tiny crystal technology, and it just reflects the light of our body back into our bodies to activate the stem cells. What is very, very important to me, and this is what attracted me to LifeWave, is it's non-transdermal. There are no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants in the patch at all, and it's non-invasive. So we're not getting injections, we're not going for transplants and things like that. It's just a simple patch that you wear on your body. Thank you, Amanda. Sorry. So the benefits, I've mentioned a few benefits, and I can actually account for all of these, but let's just go through some that everyone seems to experience. Increased strength, reduced inflammation, which is huge and life-changing. Increased stamina, energy and vitality. Mental clarity, which is just a wonderful thing to experience. Restored muscle or skeletal conditions, which I spoke about too. Improvement of sleep and improved skin appearance. But what I love in this blue line underneath, you achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So it's not just physical, because when you heal physically, you heal mentally and socially as well. So X39, the long-term results. This isn't a short-term fix. It's got long-term results, and you can go onto that website. This is at info.com. Fantastic website. It's got all the information you need. As soon as you start patching, within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. And that's why you start feeling a difference. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes more balanced. And within 3 months, your collagen is increased, which is very, very important because collagen is not only for your skin and nails, as we learned when we were kids. It's like the most important building block, building protein in your body that keeps everything together. It's like the glue that keeps everything together. And also within 6 months, and they've done trials on this, case studies on this, your heart reverses in age for up to 8 years. So when your organs actually anti-age, when they get younger, then everything about you becomes younger. And that's why you have more energy and all of those things. It's powerful. So as David Smith says, it's not anti-aging, it's not anti-age, it's actually age reversing. So I love this, the results of a topography map. This is of a 77-year-old woman. She's actually a yoga instructor, and they did a trial with her and they placed X39 on the back of her neck. In the session 1, you can see that there was a lot of inflammation in her brain, so a lack of brain coherence. That's before she started patching. In session 2, after patching for 3 weeks, can you see all that red's just about disappeared? There's a slight bit of red there, so no more inflammation and improved brain coherence. In session 3, 6 weeks on X39, complete turnaround and better brain coherence. So you can see that it can be noted that when she came in, her brain was hyperactive. And then her brain calmed down dramatically after that second visit, after just 3 weeks on X39. And then after 6 weeks, her brain remained calm after wearing that patch, the X39. And here's just more slides of just the powerful impact. I mean, with this photo, the photo that we can actually take of a body, of the reduced inflammation. So before the patch and after the patch. On the right-hand side, what I love, the one with the hands, that was only after 30 minutes of using the patch. That all that inflammation disappeared. And then we also put this in because we've had so many, look here, we've got so many testimonials of everything. But we've had wonderful testimonials of hair growth, people that thought that would never be able to grow their hair again. And also hair coming back in your original color, when you were much younger. And lots of athletes on the patches as well. And yeah, you can see testament to that, all wearing the X30 or many kinds of patches. So how do you wear your X39? It's really, really easy. So you wear your patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So if I start 7 in the morning, then I take it off 7 at night. Once you've finished, you throw your patch away, or there is something else we can do with that used patch, which we will share with you. And then you put a new patch on the next day and repeat. And you can wear more than one patch at a time. By that, I mean, you saw that we have many other products. So you can wear, let's say, an X39 and an Aeon patch. Aeon is fantastic for inflammation. I told you when I got stung by the bee, I put an Aeon patch on. And that was while I was wearing the X39. So you can wear 1, 2, 3 patches at the same time, but only one X39. You only need the one X39. But it is important to stay hydrated and drink plenty of water. So a 90-day protocol. David Smith advises to use the patches for a minimum of 90 days for amazing results. Although that is the recommendation, and this is so true, we see it all the time, we have seen results in weeks, days, hours, minutes, and seconds. For example, the bee sting, that was within a couple of minutes. Our bodies are not all built the same way, and that we must know that it causes certain conditions are often different. That's important to know. So the results that I'm getting, maybe you won't get with the same patch. Our bodies are different. I say our black box is different. The most common reason for any lack of response, this is hugely important to the patches, is dehydration. So a lot of people think they're drinking a lot of water, but when you actually dig deeper, maybe we're not. So the lack of hydration will reduce the effectiveness of the patches. It's also important, as I said, it's important to drink enough water before and during the patch use, but also adding electrolytes during our day. So this is, I've mentioned it, I think, once or twice already. Maybe you want to write that down or quickly take a screenshot. This is itinfo.com, a fantastic website. We have a lot of brand partners who love research or want to know more. This is the site to go to. And X39 is so sophisticated and yet simple to explain. And the testimonies of X39 are life-changing and emotional. You know, I've cried quite a few times on these sessions. But the best thing about X39 is that it really absolutely works. And we're going to, as Amanda said, we're going to go over to some testimonials right now. Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Kim. You did an awesome job. So I want to say thank you to everybody, and let's get some testimonies. Let us hear what has happened to you. Louise, I'm going to put you, yeah. Now look at the shock on her face. Louise, I'd love you. It's lovely seeing you here again.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'd love for you, you know, there's some people that maybe don't even really know you. Maybe just share what happened with you when you guys started using the patches.
So I started probably, I must be coming up to 11 months now. And for me, it's been quite similar to what Kim has experienced. Clarity of mind, dreaming, incredible. And then I remember them when I wake up, but that's what's so amazing. And then I analyze it and look how my subconscious is working. And so that's been divine. So I am sleeping well. My energy's been good. And one of the main reasons I went on it is for bladder infections. I was getting regular UTIs. That's not gone completely, but I haven't had one, June, since January, which is pretty good for me. That's nearly, that's 5 months. That's good. So that's all been very positive for me. I'm still battling to get my daughter, who is on the spectrum. She has autism. She knows that I'm putting it on her, and then she pulls it off. And then Amanda, you had that brilliant idea about putting it in her bed. So I've been doing that, but if she, obviously once I've put her to bed, she wakes up and she finds the patch in the bed. She goes bin and goes and puts it in the bin. So I've got to sneak it. So she's too clever. So anyway, I'm still going to continue to do that. It's actually better if the sheet is white, then she can't see it. But if it's her grey bottom sheet. So I'm going to continue with that in the hope that I will see results for her too, because she's also got the epilepsy. So for me, it's not been any, it's lots of subtle changes that are positive. So if I see my X39 pack running low, like I checked today, how many have I got left? I've got 9 left. Got on and ordered. And then I ordered the Aeon for my mom. My mom has and the X39. She has macular degeneration and battling to sleep. And she said, since she's been on the Aeon, she sleeps like a baby. So she's 83 now. So yeah, all been good. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. I like the excitement and how positive you are. I'm just suddenly thinking, how about putting it in the inside of the pillow?
No, that's an idea.
She won't be able to see it. There's just different ways that we can play around, and that's so wonderful that that you can play around with it, and that it can actually work right through a t-shirt or through a sheet or something like that.
All right, I'm going to get sneaky now, so I'll go in there before I put it to bed.
I actually, what I'm thinking of that is once before long, when I just started, I looked at everything, and there was also a child, a young boy, but he also had, I think he was like shaking, or he had something like that, and they actually put it in the inside of his cap because he was always wearing a cap.
Okay.
And they put it in the inside of his cap. That's why I know, we just have to be clever in finding ways.
I'm going to get creative now. Thank you. Yes.
That's
awesome.
Good. Thank you, Louise. All right. Who would like to unmute and share their story as well? Another story.
I'd like to tell the story of a customer of mine who is 85, and she's battled with diabetes for many years, and she went to be tested, and she never took her diabetic medication that morning, and it's come down to 6.8. And the doctor's so happy that she has cut down on her medication, which is good. But the same lady phoned me and she said, you know, I'm definitely looking younger. I don't know if I mentioned she's 85. She said, I had a very deep furrow now that my friends are commenting on because it's gone. And I can also see it's gone. But she went to visit a friend of hers who's older than she is. And her friend said, what are you doing? You're looking 2 years younger. So, you know, that encourages me, because if it's doing that on the outside, we can only imagine what it's doing on the inside. And then my sister-in-law, when I first started LifeWave, we were away in the Berg and she slipped in the shower. And honestly, her ankle came up like I can't tell you, black and blue, and she couldn't put her foot on the floor. And I had Eon on me. I put a patch to her. And within an hour, the bruising hadn't gone, the inflammation had gone, and she was prancing around like a ballerina. So I've had a lot of good results with the Eon.
Fantastic. I also want to share something that I haven't shared before. It's actually my sister's story. So she's got lots and lots of skeletal problems since she was a baby. Okay. But I don't know if you've heard it, but she's got hammer toes. So when her toes actually pulls up like that, and then they usually have to put a pin in to straighten it and so on. And she has been struggling for the last 2 years to find shoes because it's like that. So she cannot get her feet inside the shoes. And her, well, right from the start, actually, this started happening. And her toes is now, it's just relaxed and she can wear normal shoes now. That's so amazing. I love how this just does funny things. You know, one person's will be the headache and the other person the toe, and then the other one the skin. And it just depends on what it's exciting to find out what's happening, you know. I also had a lady with me. She's been on the patches for about a month and a half. She's 80. She's got serious back problems, doesn't want to go for operation. And the other day she was here and I said, listen, let's just try the Eon and the Ice Wave. So the Eon is for the inflammation and the Ice Wave is for pain specifically. And I put it on and I put it around and I tried and she didn't feel anything. And I could see her thinking, it's not going to work. I'm not feeling anything. And we were sitting, chatting. And the next moment she was like, I can feel a difference. It's getting better. And it's so awesome. There's nothing as nice as being able to help somebody and you get those responses. So wonderful. Anybody else? Okay, Bonnie, I'm going to ask you, I know you've got something to share. The first time you heard from Mole and what your feeling were, and then when you're ready, you can then just tell me and we'll start the sharing about the company and the business opportunity. Do you still muted?
Amanda, can I ask you to start, and then during the presentation, I will touch on those things. Thank you.
Okay, definitely, no problem.
So this is a very exciting business opportunity. And I just want to draw your attention to Sir Richard Branson. I think most of us realize that he has a way of spotting incredible opportunities. And he himself said that money has left the offices. It's on the streets of network marketing. And he says, if you offered an opportunity in this, just grab it with both hands. And I think all of us brand partners on this call will tell you that we don't regard ourselves as being able to sell. And when somebody tells me that they can't sell, I get really excited, because all we want and all we really need is for people to have a desire to help other people and to improve their lives. So what is important in your life? Is it family? Is it time? Is it freedom, security, travel, better health, or less debt? And I've been working the business for 9.5 months, and I can tell you that I have benefited from everything that is written there. You know, through network marketing, you can spend more time with your family, whether you're a young person, whether you're my age with children and grandchildren. you've definitely got a lot more time. If you look at people who are working, they are so stressed and they just don't seem to have any time. And the tragedy of working for a boss is when we reach the age of 65, 95% of the population can't even afford to retire. So there's no time, there's no money then, and we end up with no money in the end. So if anyone can't find a job, I say, well, just stop looking and, look at network marketing. The freedom is unbelievable. You can still do all the things that are important to you while you are working the business. There is job security that you don't find in the normal job opportunity. And I think COVID showed us that. I very unexpectedly was invited by LifeWave to go to Dubrovnik in Croatia last month. It was an all expenses paid trip, a holiday of a lifetime. We only had about 1 hour business, and the rest was just absolutely, I can't even begin to tell you how LifeWave company spoiled us. I've definitely experienced better health, and it's just an amazing way to have that extra money to pay off your debts, or maybe stop drawing from your pension or your investments or whatever the case is. So we can happily tick off everything there. So when I went to meet with Trish and Merle, I just said to them, look, before I even sit down, there are 2 things that are really important to me. I have to know that this company has integrity, and I have to know that these products work. And I actually said to my 3 daughters on the way to go and meet with these 2 ladies, I said, if this business and the patches work, as long as I'm alive, I won't stop telling people. But if I feel it doesn't, I'll never open my mouth again. And they said, just sit down and listen. And they really, I was able to tick off all the things that were important to me as far as the company is concerned. So let's have a look at it. LifeWave started 20 years ago. So it's not a fly-by-night company. It stood the test of time. It's open in 75 different countries. This to me is such a huge thing that it's not a Me Too product like most other companies. So with other companies, you might have a phenomenal product, but when people are battling financially, they'll go to Clicks or Discount and, buy something else, but there is a remaining 15-year patent on these patches, so nobody can copy them. Let's have a look at how the turnover has increased since 2021. It was 20 million Rand. 2024, over 600 million. And it's on target for 2025 to be over $1 billion turnover. I mean, that really, it says it all, doesn't it? So by the company businessforhome.org, they have ranked LifeWave as the #1 momentum company in the world. There's been a 3,000% growth rate since 2018. Now, if these patches didn't work, there is no way that would happen. So, LifeWave was honored with the 2023 and 2024 Direct Selling News Bravo Growth Award. But let's have a look at this. Congratulations to David Schmidt. As a result of his innovations, David was presented with an honorary doctorate of the International Hall of Fame of Inventors. That is such an honor. So, what are the buying options? Excuse me, you can come in as a customer and pay $149, which is the full retail price, or you can be a preferred customer. Now, that's actually a lovely way to come in if you're only wanting to use the products. You get them at the wholesale price. You need to sign up for 3 months, but you only pay for 1 month at a time, and you can cancel at any stage, and there's no registration fee. Or you can come in as a brand partner. Again, you're getting the wholesale price, but there's no monthly obligation, and there is a business opportunity available. I just want to say, even if you don't want to work the business, you can still be a brand partner. So let's look at the enrollment packages. If you buy in bulk, you get more of a discount, and there's no joining fee for these three options. You can get 3 sleeves of X39 for $295, or you can get 6 sleeves for $535. So that is a saving of about $55. So that's a good option. Or if you're a pharmacy or a hairdressing salon, or you've got a large family, you might want to come in at the premium option, and that is $1,750. And for that, you get 20 sleeves of the X39 or 40 of the others. Another option is the starter enrollment. Those are for people who really just haven't got the money to choose any one of the other options. So they would only pay $25. You don't get any patches, but if you want to buy patches at some stage, you can do that. But the beauty of that option is that you can work the business and you get your own website as well. I just want to mention something that I'd actually forgotten. By being a preferred customer, what I think is fantastic is you get free samples. So after 3 months, you would get 10 free sleeves of the Eon. And so it goes on the longer you stay using the product. So the business opportunity, we can actually earn weekly, and you earn in dollars. There are not many businesses that pay out weekly. You know, I just want you to know that even if you're not working the business, it's so nice to share with people the benefits that you're having yourself. And that way, you can start paying for your own patches, which is amazing. And if you want to do that, or if you want to work the business, you only need to join up 4 people to become a manager. You'd put 2 on your left, 2 on your right, and you can earn up to $25,000 each week. So this is a team. They started about 2.5 years ago. And I read somewhere recently that already they have 300,000 brand partners. They have been unbelievably successful. So we really encourage you to go and have a look at their website, which is info.com. And you should find just about everything you need there, or the clinical trials, or the patients. Or if you're looking at the business, then look at thisisateam.com. But also, just to mention, we always say, you know, try not to reinvent the wheel. Just duplicate what they've done, which is a very simple and a very easy process. And you'll have so much support and so much help along the way. You have an incredible opportunity before you today. The opportunity to bring the healing power of light to everyone around you. Albert Einstein said that the future of medicine will be in frequencies, and that's what this is. So we can offer it to anyone and everyone. So when I saw this, I felt a real sense of urgency, because I do believe anyone getting in now is getting in at the very best time, because this has only been in South Africa for about 4.5 years. So it's the best time to get in at the beginning. People who get in at the beginning, they just seem to make it. So are you serious about your dream? This is hope for your future, and it really is. You can wake up in the morning and just start feeling so much more hopeful about your health and about your financial future. So get started with X39 as soon as you can. And I just encourage you to go back to the person who shared this opportunity with you to find more.
Okay. Fantastic job that you did, Bonny. I'm very proud of you. Well done. And I want to say thank you to everybody that was on this call, everybody that shared their testimony, their story. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then we will have a little time of questions and comments, and anybody that wants to say anything can then. And I will share the recording then, and the next call will be on Saturday at 4 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. Well done, Kim. Thank you for your presentation as well.